Welcome, everyone. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles here for another album review. And this time we are reviewing an album by the band Aha, but it is not this one.
No,
not the one with the hits. It's that one. Called Scoundrel Days. I almost said Scoundrel Days.
That's us, Scoundrel Gaze.
We were going to name this channel that.
The Scoundrel Gaze. I'm Robert Fitton, along with Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, Richard from Calvin Wazoo, and ladies and gentlemen, the man that's more than Aha, Mike from Hub Tunes.
Oh, wait, who's first?
Yeah, we didn't even decide who's going first.
We didn't decide that.
Craig is last since it's his
I'm
album.
last.
I can go first.
I don't care. What?
I don't give a shit.
Go ahead, Fitton.
Never heard this album before, was not familiar with anything on it. From what I understand, Cry Wolf was the only single that really did, was I think released in the US, and it didn't do anything. Didn't even make the top 40. I think it went to number 50 or something like that, which I always have to say that, by the way, if something goes to number 50, it is not a hit. That means that most radio stations wouldn't even play it if it hit stations wouldn't play it if it went to 50. So that's why I've never heard it, because I heard just about every hit single in 1986. That was one of my peak years for listening to CHR radio that would play the hits. And yeah, they never played that one. And so, yeah, I wasn't familiar with that. And it is an album that definitely sounds like 1980s. Aha, pretty much known in the US for the song Take On Me. They're considered a one-hit wonder because of that. But they also had another song that was really from the time. It was played a little bit and it was on MTV, called The Sun Always Shines on TV. I really liked that one, but it was only around for a while, whereas Take On Me has become this, 80s retro hit, and, it still plays on the radio, and people still make references to the video and all of that. But so that's why they're kind of known as a one-hit wonder, even though technically they had two. Around the world, they're much more popular for other songs. They have 10 albums or something like that?
11.
11 albums. Yeah. Here they have the one or two. And Scoundrel Days is I think that's the follow-up to
yes.
Hunting High and Low, right? Yeah. So, yes. It's got some nice melodies and it's got some really nice lyrics, especially the very first track when it talks about, I cut my wrist on a something. Yeah, I thought that was clever. I wish I could remember what he cut his wrist on. But yeah, it just seems like a lot of the songs start off like they're going to go somewhere, like they got some promise, and then the promise is never fulfilled. They don't seem to really take off. There's nothing on here that really reached out and grabbed me like, okay, I'm hitting the thumbs up on that one. I got to remember that song. Yeah, so I think that probably is why it didn't break through in the US, because you got to have those hooks. You got to have that memorable melody. You got to have whatever. And this, it's synthy, it's poppy, it's bouncy, it's whatever, but it didn't really grab me. There's nothing on here that was really like, oh man, I got to remember that one. Or like I said, I listen to some of these albums and, albums I've never heard before or whatever, and I'll click the thumb up thing so it'll play later on when I'm listening to random music, which I don't really ever do anymore. But yeah, so let me see here. I'm trying to pull up the
line is
already done, but yeah, trying to pull up the
line here. Is cut my wrist on a bad thought.
Yeah, I cut my wrist on a bad thought. I thought that was pretty clever. That's from the title track, very first song. Manhattan Skyline, I thought was a little fuller sounding, a little beefier, a little more rock oriented. Swing of Things is okay. Soft Rains of April, the last song on here, was has a nice melody to it, and it was kind of, but there's some decent energy here. But nothing, like I said, a lot of the songs sound like they're going to take off or they're going to go somewhere, or and they just don't. They just kind of stay in that, this is okay. It's not something I would suggest 3 other people listen to, but,
well, that's what I do.
Ooh.
Zing.
It's what I do.
I will give this 3 rainbows.
Yeah.
I still like The Sun Always Shines on TV.
No, that's a great song. And didn't they have Bond theme too?
Oh, maybe
Isn't
so. I don't know.
Living
Did they?
Daylights,
What
isn't
would
it?
that be? That would be
I don't
I don't-
remember.
Living Daylights, isn't
Living
it?
Daylights. I was
Yeah.
going to say it wasn't Licensed to Kill because that's Gladys Knight. Yeah, with Living Daylights.
Yeah.
Which wasn't a hit either. That's probably one of the
No,
least
no.
known bomb. I can't
And the
talk.
movie wasn't
One of the
a hit
least
either.
known Bond themes, at least in the U.S.
Yeah. You want to go, Mike, or shall I go?
I'll go.
And with great enthusiasm, here is Mike and Hub Tunes.
Yeah. I just hate doing this. I did, like I said in the previous, when Craig said, I didn't know they even had a second album.
Or an 11th.
Or an 11th. First of all, it's the same singer? Because
Yes. No, it's always been Morton.
I thought when the opening track started, I was like, wait, they must have got a new singer. His voice sounded completely different than I thought it was going to sound. Because I remember that hit, and I think that song was even just a hit because of the video. Because it wasn't the video.
Yeah,
The video was really cool.
made it.
Yeah, the video was kick ass, and that kind of sold the song. The song wasn't that great. Yeah, it's too poppy. It's too 80s synth. It is, like we said before, sounding dated isn't always a bad thing. For me, this sounds really dated. It's not a good thing for me. That's it. Like I said, the opening track, "Scoundrel Days," I was more blown away by his vocal. His voice sounded so different. I mean, maybe I should go listen to more Aha, or at least the first one. I just thought his voice was weird. I don't know. The only song that even caught my ear, other than I Don't Like This, was what Robert said was Manhattan Skyline. That's the only song where I was like, oh, okay. I kind of bopped to it a little bit. And then the rest of it, that Cry Wolf is terrible. We're looking for the whales. Come on.
We're looking for the little bewildered whales or whatever they're saying. We're looking for the whales. So good. Go ahead.
I'm done. I'm done. 2 stars.
Boy.
It's not my. It's not.
And that's
Not my
okay.
thing. Not my wheelhouse. It's just that 80s synth drives me absolutely insane.
What I love.
The 80s production is just unbearable. I'm sorry. Richard.
No,
You're
well,
next.
what, how many rainbows?
He said 2.
Oh, 2. Oh, okay.
Yeah. To a good start.
Yeah, the only thing I knew about Aha was, Take On Me. And, at the time, to me, that song epitomized everything that was wrong with 80s pop music. And I just never listened to anything else by Aha. So this was really kind of a eye-opening experience that, there was more to Aha than that song, which was played on the radio. I remember hearing it all the time, and it just there's a lot of really good 80s music, but yeah, a lot of the synth pop was very very superficial. It was melodic, but it wasn't very adventurous, and that's kind of what that was my feeling of Aha when I had heard it at that time. So when I listened to this record on the first listen, I was like, oh, I'm pleasantly surprised by this music. But the bloom fell off the lily pretty quickly with subsequent listenings. This is an album to me that is front loaded. The first 3 tracks to me are good. Even the third one, which I was reading, was slammed by a lot of critics. The song I've been losing you. I just thought that had a really great groove and a great beat. So I definitely disagree with the criticism. Scoundrel Days, his voice, when it just soars. And it just, what a great opener. And the Swing of Things was, that was a good follow-up track. I like the line, a world of people out there I fear, but with time I'll get into the swing of things. Just like giving in to the inertia of life and everything. But then after those first three songs, yeah, things kind of melodically, I liked a lot of the songs, but lyrically, I didn't feel like anything was happening. There was like no, again, really saccharine and superficial, but the melodies were good. There were some good hooks coming in. Let's see, we're looking for the whales. I wrote big meh next to it. I said it's remarkable how bad this song is compared to the others. And then I wrote lacked focus. And that's really kind of what was going on with the other songs from a lyrical perspective, that they didn't seem to be telling me anything. It just, they were like unfinished thoughts. But musically, a lot of the songs I kind of liked. Like Cry Wolf was a very danceable song, even though lyrically it kind of like was, but I thought it was a very danceable song. Let's see, Soft Rains of April at the end, the closing track. And he's singing the soft rains of April are over. And my note is, the soft rains of April are over, and I'm ready for this record to be over. It's just, it just didn't carry with the. I was very optimistic with those first three songs. And they were refreshing, and I felt like, oh, there's a lot more to this Aha than Take on Me. But
there is.
It didn't seem to, looking for the weight of the wind. That was a good song, but then I wrote down the vocals are tragically overplayed by the Armenian Medical Society. It's just my way of saying that it's a good example of good music, but the lyrics and the song itself just seem to be self-absorbed. And I just, but because of the strength of the first three songs, I will give it 3 rainbows.
One for each song.
Yeah.
Well, y'all stupid, but whatever. I actually didn't think that you would. I'm actually surprised it got more than 1 rainbow each. So, but this is actually the very first Aha album I ever heard before Hunting High and Low. I knew Take on Me. I knew The Sun Always Shines on TV, but and I have that. But to me, this is where Aha began. And I got the cassette tape at a gas station that sold cassette tapes, and I was instantly in love with it. So again, it's probably another one of those nostalgic things for me. And I think it's a beautiful record, and it is in my top 100. I don't know what number it is, but in my top 100 favorite albums of all time. So, I mean, hello, I have the Japanese pressing of it.
You
I
have the
the-
Japanese pressing of Barbara Streisand and Barry Gibb's Guilty.
Yes,
Hour.
I do, because that's the best way to have it, because it was not like
That's what I have it is
it's not my
to have it.
dollar store find, it's my $3 Japanese pressing find. So with a beautiful obi, but we are not talking about Barbara and Barry today. That'll be my next album I pick. Anyways,
now look what you've done.
I'll have to go out to the shed and I have my own copy of that.
Yeah, you know what? Don't make me be a bitch and choose a Barbara Streisand record. Okay.
Does that have Woman in You Bring Out the Man in Me? Anyway.
Yes, Woman in Love. But then I have my US gold stamp promo. And then I also have my Scoundrel Club Japanese pressing also as well, with the dance remixes of Cry Wolf and We're Looking for the Wells and All the Good. So
Is there a difference between the like a UK version or a European version and the US version of this album?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I think they're the same. Japanese and US are the same. Anywho, so I love every song on this record, but Scoundrel Days, I love The Swing of Things, I've Been Losing You. I used to play that over and over and over and over again. I like the Wells song, okay? I'm looking for the Wells. It's cheesy as fuck, but I love it. There's probably a lot of cheesy moments in this record, but I just love it. It gives me so much joy to listen to this.
Cheesy
And
makes
I
it
just
sound endearing.
I just wanted it, I feel like AHA is more than Take On Me. And they
Yeah,
later
the sun always
had,
shines on TV.
yes, and Living Daylights. And We're Looking for the Wells. But
Manhattan Skyline.
maybe, but really the like, and then Richard's goddamn comments when I'm about to say this, because Soft Rains of April is like my treasure on this. That is my favorite song on this record.
I pointed that out as being one of the better ones.
Yeah, I get weepy. Like, I fucking love that song. So, and nobody's surprised by that, but whatever.
I have a question about that song.
Oh,
he talks about that they gave him 4 years to live. Is he talking about, or gave him 4 years? Was that to live, or was he put in prison? See, that was the thing about that song. There's a story going on that doesn't get explained.
It's abstract.
I don't know, but Morton has a beautiful voice. I love it. I can't answer that question for you, but he does have Parkinson's disease that he just announced this year. So there probably won't be any more AHA tours. Unfortunately, they were touring a couple years ago, so not in the US. And their Unplugged album, freaking from like 10 years ago, fantastic. 3 of the songs with Alison Moyet. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Beautiful.
You're welcome.
Morton and Allison's voices together.
So there'd be no keyboards?
Yeah, so there's no annoying synthesizers? Maybe I think
they're all acoustic versions. They're beautiful. So obviously I give this fucking 5 rainbows just because it's what I do, because I'm that bitch. And there's my beautiful 13 for my beautiful Japanese pressing US gold stamp promo. And if you're wanting to dance, we got Scoundrel Club. So there you have it. Fuck all y'all.
Well, I will say that when his singing is on, whoever the lead singer is,
Morton.
His voice is really good. I mean, he can do it, but there are times when he's singing that it just sounds.
He's the guy with the triceps there.
Oh. It's weird.
It's really wanting that to
like
poke out there.
Oh, it's not.
What is next? What album are we reviewing?
Oh yeah, Mike.
Mike has the answer.
Okay. I was reminded earlier in the evening that it was my turn to pick. So I actually have a list of stuff, but this has been out all week because I went to see this band last week. So I'm just going to do this one. This is Kiko by Los Lobos.
Oh, okay.
Saw them
What's-
last week.
I don't have
How
that
you
one.
spell it?
I've heard that album recently. I talked about that. That's from 94,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
93?
I think you reviewed it. Yeah.
I did.
92.
92. I put it as part of my 92 deep dive. I won't say where, though.
No, you probably hated it just
I
as
don't want
much
to
as
give it away.
They were great live. Really good.
I missed a chance to see them live
They
when
were
I
at-
was living in Bozeman, Montana. It would have been 1990, and they were playing in a high school auditorium.
Yeah, they were at Space last week. They got a $40 ticket. Place only holds like 300 people. It was great. Blew the roof off. But I think they did 3 nights. But very small venue for them. Normally, they're playing, 1,000.
Right, that is really small. Just a few
Yeah.
hundred people.
I couldn't pass it up. Yeah, it was great. Fun night. And that's it. Let's do it.
All right. Kiko from Los Lobos from 1992 is what we will be reviewing next. So stick around for that. Also, more tops and bottoms of fantastic or maybe not so fantastic years coming
True.
up. More album reviews. Maybe we'll even play that game again.
No,
No.
no.
What game is that?
The game
No.
that we play where
The,
we
the
do
one
different
that's so
things.
good that the last one we did and never aired.
Yeah, we
We
never
never
even uploaded the one that turned out so horrible.
Yeah, it was that good. So
From the vaults coming soon. All right, we are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fitton along with
Richard at Calvin Wazoo.
oh, I'm Craig from the Vinyl Plethora.
Mike at Hubtones.
Thank you so much for watching. Won't you please join us again when we do more wonderful music related
Yes.
shows for you.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.